It's a Saturday meeting at Sha Tin coming up this weekend. Paul Lally is here to preview it all. We've got the 10 races, 8 on the turf, the sea course and 2 on the all-weather. Things get underway with the Amaryllis handicap over the distance of 2,000 metres. Mr Dapper last start winner and goes to the 2,000 for the first time. Nicholson Returns is on the class drop. Management Folks has the blinkers going on again. Go-Go 16, Barry number 1, stepping up from the mile last time. Little Fairies on a quick turnaround. Vincey's up in trip and Jubilation's racing pretty well for Keith Young and so down the bottom. And he is going to be the likely leader here, Paul, to Jubilation. And he is a horse that has placed course and distance.
It was a hard one, this one, because there's no real leader in the race at all. And Jubilation, it doesn't normally lead, but does like to go forward. He might just be there by default. Mr Dapper's up in trip, so he can be a little bit more forward. Winning Steps is up in trip as well. Nicholson Returns, he's the one that has led in the past, but he's gone back in his last few starts. So I think he'd be slightly handier. Vincey always goes back, Management Folks goes back. Wonder Years, we know he always goes back.
He does, and he comes into the race as a last start winner does Wonder Years, as does Mr Dapper. This is his rider, Sha Tin. Karis, Mr Dapper, you're right in the first. That looked an impressive win last time.
Yes, he's an improving horse, and he was a very good win actually last time. You know, he got a nice run through in transit and up the straight, just sort of hold up for a run. And for a horse like him, with the big action and the momentum horse, he quickened up really well to went and catch the leader. So that was a really good win.
Was he doing it well at the line, knowing that you're running an extra 400 metres this week?
Yeah, we always thought, even Douglas thought, you know, the longer this horse goes, the better he will get. So I think, you know, he's had enough experience now. Douglas think the horse is improving each and every time, so it could be a right time to go further.
Hasn't been missed with the weights. He goes up an extra 10 pounds. That can never be easy, can it?
Yeah, that's gonna be the hard part. But he's a big horse. He's a strong fella. So I think he will be able to carry the weight through. I think he's got a bit of class too. So putting all these together will help him out.
Sorry, Karis, it's on yourself. It's been a good December. You've ridden at least one winner at the last 4 meetings and sitting on 29. So you're happy with how the year's ending?
Yeah, it's going pretty well. You know, I really appreciate everybody's support. It's going really well. So, you know, it's still sort of a long way to the end of the season. Just need to keep the head down and keep pushing to get more winners.
Sha Tin there on a very, very cold Sha Tin morning. Thus he had was actually a face warmer on, but we asked him to take it off for an interview and nicely he said yes. Nicholson Returns, Paul, he runs 6th in this race. You know what you get with him. He's going to get back and he's going to run on. Is there going to be enough pace in this race for him to overhaul them though?
Well, he has led in the past as well, so he can change his tactics. From barrier 2, I just wonder if they're going to be a little bit closer than they have been in the recent runs. I mean, he drew 11 here and went back. His last one was off 60. He's had a really good rating of 57 now. He's drawn nicely in 2, and you can see he looks, it was a really good run from him. He's just in behind, so I think he's just about ready to win this horse.
A couple of winners out of that race too, CP Brave and Intrepid winner. A lot of horses out of this replay. Vincey, Flying Silver, Management Folks, Jubilation, Super Hong Kong and Wonder Years, who charged down the outside like a 1,000 metre sprinter. It was a different sort of Wonder Years. He showed a turn of foot. Didn't he?
And finished off strongly. Look, the key for this key race is it's 2,200 metres at Happy Valley. Now it's 2,000 metres at Sha Tin. It's a big difference for a lot of these horses. A lot of these are really Happy Valley horses that can get round the turn. As you can see, a really easy win in the end for Wonder Years. I'm going to take Super Hong Kong out of that race. I thought he races well at Sha Tin.
He does, and he's run his best race for Manfred Man in that replay. Who wins the first?
Going to go with Nicholson Returns. I think they'll be a little bit closer. Zach Purton jumps aboard. He's been downgraded and he's won off a higher mark before. So a lot of positives around him. Mr Dapper, he's way up in trip there. He's going up to the 2,000 metres. If we can get across from barrier 8, I think he's a big chance. A lot of money last time for Little Fairy, and he ran on really strongly for 4th. So the extra distance should suit him. And then Super Hong Kong out of that replay. 2-1-9-3.
You want the winner? Paul's just given you the winner. Nicholson Returns of the first at Sha Tin. Race number 2 is for the Class 4 gallopers, and the distance of the race is 1,200 metres. We have Superhighway, a 3-time course and distance winner. Better draw for Side Hero. Gangnam Star, very impressive placing on debut. Ruby Sailing has the blinkers coming off. First starters, second to none. Top Pekin, V Love You. Sunlight Power draws wide. My Intelligent comes back in distance. The blinkers on Mulan for the first time. The blinkers off. Fantastic choice at the bottom. 3 first starters here, Paul, but My Intelligent with plenty of race experience and a horse that is a noted go-forward type.
Yeah, so I think he can lead. Fantastic choice. Now, he led in a recent trial, so I don't think he's going to be too far away. Ruby Sailing. I think Gangnam Star will be a little bit more positive with him up to the 1,200 metres. Superhighway should get himself into a lovely position as well. Sunlight Power, now he's got ability, this horse, but he's doing a lot of things wrong. I think he'll go back, which might suit this horse. And second to none is showing a little bit of ability at the trials, running on strongly.
We break down the replays now and start with Superhighway running third. This race was over the 1,200 also. Star Club, the winner of this race. And he's trialled well since, behind Baby Crystal, who went like a jet in his trial.
He did. I think he's racing on Boxing Day, actually, so we'll keep an eye out for him. But look, you can see this horse in the orange here finishing off, or red it is actually, finishing off really strongly. Was Superhighway. He won 3 races last season, all in Class 4, which propelled him into Class 3. He's now back in Class 4. This was his first go back, and you can see he's in the right grade. There's no question. So, look, I'm going to include him.
That's Superhighway, and we will indeed see Baby Crystal on Boxing Day. We move on to Gangnam Star, and this was a debut and a half, Paul, behind a smart one in Wunderbar.
Yeah, and look, he was last. He had to come, he basically looped the field as such, down the straight 1,000. Finished off really strongly and finished off third. It was a really top run for him on debut. Now he's going to come from barrier 3. He should get a really nice run. I think they'll be a lot more positive with him, and just like the way he finished off strongly, so he's a big chance.
He steps up in trip 2 for the first time, does a Gangnam Star. Here is one of the first starters, that is second to none. He ends up running 4th in this trial. It was behind Mastermind, and he makes some ground in this despite being pushed along.
Yeah, look, he's a horse that has got back in all his trials, so he's been gelded since he's been here. He's had 4 trials to get him ready. He's 1,155 pounds, and he finished off nicely enough. I think he's the best of the first starters, what we've seen, that are in this particular contest. And it looks like the way he finished off 1,200 metres looks ideal for a son of a Stern.
Vincent Ho, Francis Loy, the combination with him. Other first starters, Top Peak for Jerry Chow and Beno Jung, and V Love You is Derek Long and Denny Shum. Here's the trial that you referenced during the speed map of Fantastic Choice, who led, attached to the outside rail almost, and he was just doing it easily at the line, it appeared.
Yeah, and he's looked this way, and he's a horse that always works well. Yet to perform on race day, though. He's had 9 starts. His best run was his last start when he did run second behind Earnest Feeling. Look, you can see him hanging a little bit here. He was having a gawk over the outside fence there. The blinkers will come off him on race day. He is rated 41, so he's close to that class drop. He has put on 22 pounds for this run, so we'll see if that 22 pounds is a good thing or not.
We will indeed. That is a breakdown of 4 replays of horses in race number 2. Who are the top 4 horses in race number 2?
Gangnam Star I'm going to go with. I thought it was a really good debut run from Gangnam Star. So he's on top. Superhighway, again, ran really well on his seasonal debut. Sunlight Power does a lot of things wrong, but there's definitely ability there. And his best run has been when he's got back and run on strongly. So I think he'll do something similar. And second to none, the first starter in there for 4th. 4196.
It's only race 2, and Paul has Pierre winning 1 already. It's Gangnam Star to win the second race. Preview time for race number 3. Few first starters in this race also. It's over the 1,400 metres. Super Legends has the blinkers going on for the first time. First starter is California Totality. Chater Gold's had 2 trials since his debut run. Flying Romantic, 3 trials. Good Happy Heart on debut, 3 trials. Hero Warrior first start, 5 trials. New Power goes from the 1,000 to the 1,400. Sunny Shines goes up in trip, winning 7, makes his debut. And down towards the bottom, Lady Billy's having her first run over 1,400 metres, with E Glory coming back the other way with a £5 claim for Alfie Chan. Super Legends, we've seen him go back, Paul, but you think they might vary the tactics in this race?
There's no leader, absolutely no leader whatsoever in this race. Nothing has even got close to the lead. So he's got blinkers on for the first time. I just wonder from barrier 6 if Zach's just going to be positive and try and dictate from the front. I mean, it's a bit of a guess up for this one because there's no sort of clear leader. Lady Billy, now she's gone forward in a recent trial. She may be a little bit closer. New Power steps up from the 1,000 metres. The Absolute went back on debut. Fruity Warrior went back as well. E-Glory went back. Shade of Gold went back. And all the others are first starters. So unless one of the first starters takes the bull by the horns, I just wondered if Zach would have changed the tactics slightly with Super Legend.
We'll have a look at him shortly, Super Legends, but we're going to start with nothing wrong with this debut of New Power. It's the Wunderbar race once again. Ends up running 5th behind Wunderbar. A little bit awkward out of the gates too, and he charges to the line. Extra 400 metres doesn't look like it's going to be a problem, does it?
No, it doesn't at all. It looks like it's really going to suit this horse up from the 1,000 metres. He stuck to the row, and it was a good debut. He's still learning this horse. You can see he's still doing a few things wrong, but a really nice run from him, and a couple more strides he would have got fourth.
You can compare him to Gangnam Star too, who goes around in race number 2. He beat him home narrowly. Super Legends trial up at Chung Fa. He was taken back in this. He ran 6th behind Fun Together last time. Seemed to finish off well and come from near enough to last to beat Flamingo Trillion.
Yeah, look, as I said, I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they won't lead with him, but the blinkers have really sharpened this horse up, I think. He's already a winner. He won on debut. He's now steps up to 1,400 metres with blinkers on. Looks ideal, and I thought it was a really strong trial, so he's going to be hard to beat, I think.
That's a tick for Super Legends, the likely favourite. What about Flying Romantic? It's been a little hard to gauge his trials. He's had 3 of them. He's appeared to have been under a hold in most of them, so we don't know really what's under the bonnet, do we?
No, he's 11.06 pounds. He's by done deal, so I just wondered if he needs further, and this is a starting point for him. Look, as you say, the trials haven't been too bad. He hasn't really been let go, so there is that little query, on him. But you can see he's just kept up to his work. But it was more educational, this trial.
If he's anything like the last horse that debuted in those colours, he'll win the first 4 in a row because that was Flying Ace. Thus the name Flying Romantic for David Hall and James McDonald, the combination. Super Legends too good for them?
I think so, yeah. Look, just with those blinkers on, I don't think it's going to matter whether he leads or whether he gets a trail, came from the back, as long as he's not too far away. I thought the Absolute's debut run was very, very good. Winning Power, a really good run from him there on debut as well. So a couple of debutants there in 2nd and 3rd. And then Winning 7, I thought he was the best of the trialists that we've seen. Cross nose bend on, 4 trials for him, 11.29 pounds. So 1:10, 8, 11.
That is race number 3. It's the first leg also of the early treble. We launch into race number 4 with a scratching to pass on for you. It is Darcy Legend, who was the 5, been replaced by Master of Luck. Vincent Ho rides him for Francis Lloyd. 2:30 is post time for this one. Dragon Delight on the class drop has the blinkers off. Super Contented last start winner carries an extra £4 for it. United Endeavours has run 2nd behind Solid Sharlar at the trials, but his best form so far has been at the Valley. President's Choice 2nd go this grade. Bebe Choi has the cheek pieces going back on. Arthur's Kingdom crossover noseband is off. Brilliant Pioneer has the pacifiers with cows and the tongue tie on. Down the bottom, Angel's Hunter visor off. Blinkers have been re-added. Now the pace here, Paul, comes from Precision Goal, and since he has been going forward, he's been an improved horse.
Yeah, the key was up and trip, wasn't it? And once he got up to the 1600, 1650, he's been leading. Bebe Choi never led last start, but he's another possibility. Brilliant Pioneer likes to go forward. Dragon Delight with a £10 claim. We'll see where he ends up. And Angel's Hunter, I thought, will get himself into a lovely position. Hang's Choice gets back, and President's Choice might have to go back from his draw.
Winning Form is our first replay, and it's from Happy Valley last start. Super Contented is the horse. He finally drew a gate, Paul, and delivered. Odds of 10-1, beat Regency Happy Star by a neck. Chances of him going back to back.
Yeah, look, he's 6-zip at Sha Tin, which is a little bit of a concern for me from barrier number 9. So that was just a little worry I had with Super Contented. But look, he stayed on nicely enough and did win this race well, so is in a bit of form. There's Medic Elite running another nice race as well. He's up in Chung Fa at the moment.
Is he? So we won't be at Happy Valley on the Friday night meeting. Oh, he could be, I suppose.
It could be, yeah.
We'll find out when those nominations come out soon. President's Choice, here he is also at Happy Valley last time. He's a horse that does appreciate Sha Tin and Precision Goal. As you said, up in tripping on the speed here, is second turning for home.
Yeah, so a nice run from Precision Goal. And look, he, as you say, coming up and trip was the big key for him. Once he had those blinkers on, up and trip, he's been going really well. Not the blinkers, just the trip, sorry, and going to the front. So look, he goes in for me. I'm going to put him in. And also President's Choice. He's really well rated now. His last win was a 46. He's in the 30s now.
We have some all-weather form in the next replay, and it's winning form around Starship 80, who's wide out. Boom Alliance, he's been racing plenty of times on that surface as well. Super Contenders won since. Devil and Gold runs fifth, and here's Precision Goal up in trip and leading again. Yeah, and you can see him finishing off the race here over the 1650. So look, as I say, I've got Precision Goal in. I've got Boom Alliance in as well. He has been placed on this surface before, and this was not a bad run from him. I think Starship 80 is probably better served now here on the all-weather, so I've left him out, but I've got the other two in. It took him a long time to get there, Starship 80, but he did just in the nick of time. One more replay. There was plenty of money for Angels Hunter, who was having his first start in this race for Manfred Mann. Master of Luck's come in as the standby starter. Devil and Gold needs to improve, and Super Contented makes another appearance. He does. So he's out the back there in ninth. I really like the run here of Angels Hunter, son of Pluck. As you say, Manfred Mann's got this horse going really well at the moment. Drawn nicely in barrier number 4. Matthew Chadwick aboard. I think he can win the 13. I thought he was going to win here, and he just got beaten by Apex Top, who's been in really good form lately. But they did pull clear of every other runner, so I think he's a good chance. And will be a run fitter also, will Angels Hunter. Open race, though. Yeah, a very open race, but I'll go with the 13 here, Angels Hunter on top. I think he can win the race. Precision Gold from the front, Boom Alliance coming back on the surface, and President's Choice. 13, 10, 3, 6. And being the fourth, the Class 5 in an open race, you guessed it, it's the first leg of Triple Trio. Race number 5, and we travel on to the all-weather for this one. The Holly handicap it is, and it's over the 1,650 metres. Amazing Teens. He's been up to Chungfa and had a turf trial since his last start. Nordic Star with the blinkers on for the first time. All Our Mind back in trip from the 1,800 metre victory on the 3rd of December. Carries an extra £7. Lucky Banner's come up with a good draw of barrier number 2. Special Hedge, much improved last time at big odds, run third behind Aestheticism. Legion of Merit has won twice over the 1,650, but that's been at Happy Valley. He's placed 2 from 4 course and distance. An Asian 1, the visor off, and the pacifiers with Cowles go back on for the all-weather appearance. The pace, Paul, from Nebula. Special Hedge, Lucky Banner not too far away. Yes, Special Hedge led on in a recent trial and sort of led all the way, and then came out and ran really nicely, sitting handily. Nebula likes to go forward. Lucky Banner's another one that likes to go forward. Amazing Teens won't be too far away. It might be a little bit tough for Blissful Star from barrier number 12. He just might get stuck wide. We have a few to look at in the first replay because a lot of them oppose each other. Again, there's arrows everywhere. Lucky Banner's unlucky. He's down on the rail in the green and yellow. All Our Mind ends up winning the race. He was just waiting for that gap to appear. Yeah, All Our Mind goes in, but I'm going to make my each way play in this race and Can't Go Wong. I thought this was his best run that we've seen. He's the one the widest in those red multicoloured colours coming down the middle of the track. Now, looked like he was going to run a nice 11th or 12th here, but he's really got going again and finished off really strongly. And I thought it was a good run from him on the surface. Didn't mind Nordic Star as the way he finished off strongly. So there's a few to take out of this race. There is indeed a lot to look at in that one. Not so many to look at in the second replay. Blissful Star, he was actually in the first replay running second, and Special Hedge, big odds into this race. A trial well leading into it, but do you want to see him do it again? I'm going to put him in just on a very minor line because there's obviously some improvement this season with this horse, and he's entitled to improve. He's only had the 3 starts in total, so he's got the American bloodlines going through him, and I thought it was a nice run here at a massive price. Aestheticism's come out and won again, so the form looks okay as well. So look, it's Mr. Dapper as well running on. He's come out of that race and won. So it's quite a good form race, I think. It is indeed Mr. Dapper in that replay. Now we head to Happy Valley. Legion of Merit. He runs 4th here. He's down on the inside. He won't mind the trip back to this surface, but he's another year older now. How do you assess his claims in this race?
Well, he never won on the all-weather, but he has been placed a couple of times. He's only had the 4 goes on it. A little bit of an awkward draw 9, so he might have to go back as well. I think he can be running on, but look, I didn't quite get him in at this stage coming back onto the surface.
That's Simply Maverick winning that race, and he did a good job under some difficult circumstances, just a little luckless on Wednesday night. It's such an open race. You've gone your long shot here.
I have. I've gone with Can't Go Wong. We saw him in that replay there. He's had 11 starts, and his best run has been his last start. So hopefully we'll get a good price for him. Zach Purden on Nordic Star will get back, run on strongly. All of Mine did win that race that Can't Go Wong came out of. And Special the Hedge is an improver. 6, 2, 4 and 8.
That is race number 5, second leg of the TT and the first leg of 6 Up. Race number 6 up next to look at. This race is back onto the turf for it and over the 1400 metres. Super 10's on the class drop. Solid Shala has the blinkers coming off. Happy Frawlers minus the hood. Beyond Turbo on debut has had 8 trials. Happy Deer has the blinkers going on. Volcanic Spark crossover noseband has been removed. Divas 12's been back to the trial since his last start. Natural Gold blinkers off, and Maximise Heart is a 4-time course and distance winner off a rating of 42. Natural Gold on pace in a recent trial, Paul, as was Solid Shala.
Yes, I think they can lead a trail. Island Golden, he shouldn't be too far away as well. He likes to go forward. Super 10 is another one that likes to go forward, but from his wide draw, he just might be trapped a little bit out there. Volcanic Spark went well on a recent trial. Smiling Collector should get a nice enough run with Divas 12, and Fighting Machine won't be too far away.
David Hayes is our first interview, or the interview for race number 6, and he spoke about Solid Shala. David, Solid Shala lines up at Sha Tin. Were you happy with his run at the Valley last time?
Yeah, I thought it was a pass mark. I think he'll appreciate 1400. His trial was pretty impressive with James on, but I thought that trial was a particularly slowly run trial, so probably more 14 tempo. So if he runs the 14 out, good trial under his belt, he should be competitive.
Has a good draw this week too, and he did go forward in that trial. May we see that on race day?
I would expect so. I'd say he'd settle in the first 4 for sure, and if the tempo's slow, he'll lead.
He decided to take the blinkers off also.
He trialled so well without them. He was a bit field shy, and he was finding the tracks at the start of the season a bit firm, but he seems to be very sound at the moment, and I think he'll really appreciate Sha Tin again.
You were the punter's friend at the last meeting at Sha Tin. Plenty of money for your horses and Regent Glory. Impressive. Yeah,
he was. He loved the dirt. He was quite unlucky to start before. And I had a nice young horse finish 3rd. If he didn't, Star Mac, I think if he didn't miss the start, he might have won.
And an amazing run, heavily backed in the last. You would have been happy with the way he hit the line?
Yeah, look, he's trialled and been working really well. So I can understand at the huge odds he was, there would be money. But I was just pleased to see the colt run well. And that shows there's a win coming very soon.
An amazing run will run on a Boxing Day on the back of that performance. Perfetto, Paul, we've seen him trial so well. He gets to race day. He's got just 1 win from 12 starts. He has a wide draw. He's coming back in distance from this race at Happy Valley. Where's he at?
Yeah, it's a couple of negatives there, isn't he? He's drawn barrier 11, so he's going to have to go all the way back, I think. Otherwise, he could get trapped wide. Look, he just sort of faded in this run for 50. Coming back to Sha Tin, his win was at Sha Tin. He's been 5 times over the distance, just for a couple of placings. Look, I haven't got him in the end.
You've got this one in though. Fighting Machine is his name. There he is running 6th. That was 1200. This week's 1400. The draw is good. And the trainer, well, he's just fighting everybody off at the moment.
Isn't he going well at the moment? Look, he's drawn 7 and 13 in his first 2 starts. Got a little bit further back than he would like. He's been a little bit green. He finishes off this race really nicely. Though I think the winner is a very good horse, this Gorgeous Win, that did win the race. And he got momentarily held up there, and his best part of this work was hitting the line strongly late, and the 1400 looks absolutely ideal for him. So, look, I think he's a big chance in this.
Easy as that. Cross jab, uppercut, Fighting Machine.
Yes, it looks that way, doesn't it? Street Fighter. So he's on top, is Fighting Machine. Got him on top to beat Solid Charlotte. Should get a nice run, either lead or a trail. Volcanic Spark went well in a recent trial. And I thought if they do go slowish with Natural Gold in front, he can dictate from the front. So I wanted to include him as well. I think the 10 can win though. 10, 2, 9 and 13.
That is Paul's best bet. Race 6, number 10, Fighting Machine. The feature is race number 7, the Yen Chai Trophy it is, and it's a Class 2 event over the 2,000 metres. Torbjorn Diamond is yet to win past 1,800 metres. 5G Patch and La City Blanche both come out of the Vase on International Day. Rise Brethren's gone back to Denny Shum, Columbus County. He's placed 2 from 6 course and distance. Awesome Fluke running 4th off the back of a 7-day backup last time. Woodfire Bro comes up in grade for the first time, and Enshu just a little unlucky last time. Over the 1,800, he was a winner. Course and distance 2 starts ago. Bourbonnaire Paul led up in a trial at Chungfar. He did fade late in that race. Looking great, Woodfire Bro also like to go forward.
Yeah, I think Woodfire Bro will try and get across and outside Bourbonnaire. It's just a matter of if he can do it by the first bend or not. Torbjorn Diamond, last time he was over the 2,000, he sat handy. I think he'll sat handy again. Rise Brethren can be a little bit iffy at the starts with the new stable now. Columbus County, 5G Patch, La City Blanche. La City Blanche led last time, but I don't think it suited him. I think they'll go back.
More from Paul shortly. Firstly, though, Keith Young on Woodfire Bro.
Keith, last start second for Woodfire Bro, and it took a smart one in Cheng Cheng Glory to beat him.
It did. Considering he has been off for so long, and in a shorter distance, he's run really well.
He was given a perfect trip behind the leader, wider draw this week, but he seems a really tough horse as well.
He is. I think that I'm not so worried about the draw because usually you just let him roll forward and in the 2,000 meters race, and there won't be too much speed. So I think I can get to the front in a comfortable way.
Does he try really hard? Because he seems to give his best every time he goes out there.
He did. He's an honest horse, and also he's very he can be very settled in the race during the run, and he just lets you wait for you to ask him, and then he switch on and go.
Trialled last week. Were you happy with his trial?
Very happy. I think he definitely his fitness has improved from his first run, and the trial proves that too.
That is Keith on Woodfire Bro. Might need a Woodfire Sha Tin on Saturday, Paul. It's freezing in Hong Kong and not supposed to be much warmer on Saturday afternoon. Here's fine and sunny conditions at Sha Tin last time though. Looking great 5th, Bourbonnaire 4th, Columbus County 6th, and Torbjorn Diamond ends up running 2nd in this race, but excuses for Rise Brethren and also Bourbonnaire.
Yeah, neither got a run. So they sort of had to come off heel, especially Bourbonnaire against the rail, and you'll see snatched up late for Rise Brethren. Torbjorn Diamond, he finished off really nicely this race, off a slow pace as well. So he just got to carry the big weight. That's just a little concern. But he'll get a really good run from barrier number 1. So he didn't go in, but he was right on the cusp for me.
He has placed a couple of times over the 2,000 metres. Here is the runs that Rise Brethren and Bourbonnaire didn't get, although both have been back to the trials and been only fair.
Yeah, Rise Brethren was really well back in an all-weather trial recently. Yeah, you can see yourself here that Rise Brethren wasn't tested, and getting out into the clear late was Bourbonnaire. I think he'll be going to the front and keeping out of trouble.
And hoping for rain as well, which is probably not going to happen despite it maybe being a little overcast. Awesome Fluke only had the 2 starts so far. He was good on debut and he wasn't too bad here when 4th behind CP Brave. Steps up to the 2,000 metres. He's won up to 1.5 miles in Australia.
Yeah, he had West Australian Derby winner. Look, a nice run from him. He's looked good since he's been here. This is a lot tougher though. He's up against the big boys here, so we'll see how he gets on. I think he's still a chance. I've got him in the numbers, but he's going to know he's been to the races after this. This looks a tougher race for him.
Gets in with a lightweight too for his first appearance in Class 2. Does Awesome Fluke. CP Brave winning that race. And finally to the Vase with La City Blanche, who was in a new role for him going forward, and 5G Patch. He ends up running 6th as they turn for home here, Paul. It was such a slowly run 2,400 metres. Can't imagine they'll be trying to lead with La City Blanche again.
No, it didn't work, did it? You can see him sort of fading out. So I think he'll go back. All his best races have been going back. 5G Patch. It's going to be a lot easier than this, the Vase. Of course, the winner, Yanko, came from the back and when he won this contest. So, look, I see these two horses, they'll be getting back, they'll be running on, I think, strongly. And look, I think this is it is a lot easier than what they've been up against. I think they're really good chances.
And they both go up in weight. It's 130 pounds for 5G Patch, 125. He actually is 1 pound lighter, Lassie Blanche, for that Group 1 performance.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with him, Last City Blanche. He'd been running well in this sort of grade before that race. It was just a step too far for them. So he's on top, and Shuge looked good in his races since he's been here. 5G Patch coming out of the same race, an Awesome Fluke with the very light weight. 4-10-2-8.
There it is, all of the information for race number 7. And the Pine Handicap is race number 8. Some good races to finish the meeting on Saturday afternoon. True Genius makes his Hong Kong debut. He's had 3 trials. Cotton Fingers yet to win, but's run a couple of really cracking races. I Give's going for 6 wins in a row. Wings of War's trial well since his last start 7th behind I Give. Joyful Hunter's been back to the trials. Armour War Eagle, first start for him. 2 trials. Magnificent 9, 4 trials. They have raced overseas, as has True Genius. Capital Legend was a winner-only time course and distance, and Speed Sword goes to the 1200 metres. Gets a good draw of barrier number 1. Now the pace here, Paul, has I Give just leading and winning lately.
Well, that's what he's been doing, isn't he? Look, Pulsar Strider can go forward. He's led in the past. Cotton Fingers, he can get into a really nice trial, I thought. Swift Ascend can be nice and handy there, 3 back. Magnificent 9, one of the first starters, can slot in their midfield. Capital Legend gets back. Speed Sword's been getting back. Wings of War's been getting back. True Genius hasn't shown too much pace in his 3 trials. Joyful Hunter from a wide draw might have to go back.
Vincent Ho is our man to kick off race number 8. He talks Joyful Hunter.
Vincent, back on Joyful Hunter this week. Were you happy with his recent trial?
Yeah, I'm happy. It's, of course, a quality horse, and you know, been disappointed this season, but you know, we found out the issue and have been treated, so it's all good, ready to go. But you know, unfortunately, pretty tricky gate, but we'll see.
He's obviously a horse that has plenty of potential. Did his confidence take a knock when he kicked the fence a few meetings ago?
I don't think so. There's something wrong with him, and we found out why, and we have been treated him, so it should be fine now. Yeah.
He's the sort of horse that likes to get back, so the wide draw is going to force your hand to go back, is it?
Yeah, probably. You know, it's hard to commit from that gate, but we'll see. You know, it's a nice horse, and you know, if everything goes well, hopefully it can still be in the series, 4 years old series. But we'll see. It's definitely need longer, but you know, had some time off, so it's better start from 12 and step him up later. But yeah, hopefully he can make it.
There he is, Vincent Ho on Joyful Hunter. We head on to maybe the most informed horse outside of Golden 60 in Hong Kong and maybe Romantic Warrior. He's not quite their level, Paul, I Give, but you can't fault the way he's going. Does he make it 6 in a row, or does the bubble pop?
Yeah, well, look, he's just going so well at the moment. Great special effects there. But look, Cotton Fingers is 7 pounds different on him. I think he's going to get a similar run from barrier 2 with I Give him barrier number 3. I think he can overturn it, but look, he's a hard horse to get past. I thought he was at his peak a couple of starts ago, but he just keeps winning. Look, he got quite a little bit closer there, did Cotton Fingers, I think, with that 7 pound swing. The horse running 4th or 3rd there is Tornado Phantom, who's come out and won, hasn't he?
He has indeed won last weekend on the all-weather. Some trial form now, and we've got Wings of War, who trial well, and Magnificent 9. So good, he's even better than the Magnificent. You'd be a fan of the Magnificent 7.
Great film. Yeah, very good film. The original as well as the remake as well. Both were quite good. But anyway, back to the Magnificent 9, the horse. 1136 pounds to get him for his debut. Just faded a little bit here on the trial. Wings of War went well. I made him the long shot last start. I was a little bit disappointing with him. But look, he did come with some good overseas form. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won, especially now I've left him out.
All right. And Magnificent 9 also needs a run or two?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So he didn't quite make it in for me. But I am going to go with Cotton Fingers. I think he'll get that perfect run just in behind and finish over the top of I Give. But look, I Give's just going so well at the moment. Joyful Hunter in there for third. And of the sort of horses that are lightly raced, I thought Speed Sword looked really good at his last start. He's only had the 2 runs. Drawn barrier 1 with a lightweight. 2, 3, 6 and 10.
Paul picking Cotton Fingers to break through in race number 8. Race number 9, and this is on the all-weather. It's a good field here, and it's a Class 3 over the 1650. Everyone's Delight, True Legend and Ching all on the class drop. Yellowfin's a last start winner, carries an extra £5. Fiery Diamond, all wins have been 1200, but he has placed the 1650. Adderfield's finally drawn a gate. He's in barrier number 3. He's raced wide so many times. Absolute Sunshine has the cheek pieces going on, seizing the moment onto the all-weather up to the 1650. Wider draw for So We Joy. And down the bottom, Friend Tank makes his all-weather debut. Did win a trial up at Chungfa on the turf very impressively. Yellowfin goes forward. Friend Tank has a pace also. Where's Adderfield? He's on the rail, won't know himself.
No, you'll wonder what that white thing is on his inside. True Legend now, he used to lead on his air, but he hasn't recently. Fiery Diamond likes to go forward, but Yellowfin just showed a really good clean pair of heels on his debut on the surface. Everyone's Delight. He's another one that's led at Happy Valley, but I can't see him leading this.
We have a winning form to start off with. Do you think they'll be smelling fish again with Yellowfin looking to make it back-to-back wins?
Look, I think he's up £9 for this win, but look, he's going so well. And I was just a little bit worried from up to the 1650 for the first time. But as you can see, it didn't worry him at all. He just took off and won nicely. So a nice win. So We Joy, he ran on nicely. He's got an awkward draw to contend with. So, look, I've got one to beat Yellowfin. I think he'll go well. Once again, and Adderfield, as you can see, running on really strongly there. He's got to go in from a low draw, so Adderfield goes in as well. But was an effortless win, wasn't it?
He bolted up. He got that first win on the board, and he's gone on and won plenty more since. He's now a 3-time winner, is Yellowfin. Everyone's Delight's proven course and distance with a win next to his name. He's a horse that's having his 34th start. Will have to carry the top weight of 135 in this trial up at Chungfa.
He's won off this rating before. He's run off 83. He's also won off 88. He's at an 83 rating now. So the ratings band of 85 to 60 really suits this horse who gets into the race. As a negative, as you say, he's got to carry the top weight. Look, they're all hard held in this trial, weren't they? There was no one really pushed out towards the end. He did get his nose in front. I'm going to include him on a minor line because he should be at a decent price.
Let's call me Dandy winning that trial, or running second in that trial. He was back last week. Friend Tank, this is the trial up at Chungfa. He was pretty good in it. Comes to the all-weather for the first time, and he's up to start number 7.
Yeah, look, he's run a couple of thirds. It's the best we've seen from him. He's going to come onto the surface for the first time, Friend Tank. He's just drawn awkwardly in barrier 11. He's on a 61 rating. Look, I think he'll be really good if he drops the class into class 4. I think it'd be tough to beat. Nice enough trial for him, lightweight, so they're positives. I just want to see what he can do here on the all-weather on that rating.
We'll see if there's money for him. Now, onto the all-weather for the first time under race conditions is Ching. You've picked out his track work. He has trialled well on the surface.
He has, and I just wanted to show you how he gallops on it, because this is obviously the race course he'll be running on, and he gets through it really nicely. Now, he's by a sire called Frosted, who is an American-bred sire, so there is plenty of breeding through Ching, and I just wonder if he'd be sort of forgotten a little bit. He might be at a decent price.
All right, you happy enough to go with him?
I am. I know you've always been a big fan of Ching, so I'm sure you've got him on top as well. But look, I'm going with him on top to beat Yellowfin, Adderfield, and Everyone's Delight, the horses we talked about. But hopefully we get about $6-7 about Ching. You'll be happy with that one now?
I've got him in for third. Abandoned the ship, so he's a moral. That is race number 9, Paul, with Ching for Lyle Hewitson and Michael Cheng. The Poinsettia Handicap is race number 10, and the last race is over the 1400. It's a good field. Mighty Stride returns. He's had some surgery on a left fore fetlock. His last start was in May. Beauty Crescent, better draw, likely to be running on. Massive Action likes to go forward. Solid Impact has placed 5 from 8 course and distance. Pins Prince carries an extra £3. The Airs up in trip. Beauty Champs had 2 trials since his last start. Silver Up and Bonus Pal make their Hong Kong debuts. Charity Bingo comes back in trip, and Rattan Kingdom, at this stage his best form has been at Happy Valley, but he does get a good draw and a lightweight. Massive Action goes forward, Parterre goes forward, and E-Legend, Paul, also has a lot of early toe.
Yeah, so he might try and get across Massive Action. Mighty Stride, he's coming in this race fresh. He's another one who does like to go forward. Beauty Crescent should get a nice run. Pins Prince won't be too far away either. Back to Charity Bingo. Leslie, I think we'll have to go back with Bonus Pal and Silver Up. Neither have shown much speed in their trials.
The Air is probably going to be the favourite for the race. If not, he's going to be well in the market. And Vincent O rides him for Casper Founds.
Vincent, the Air lines up in the last 2 runs for 2 good performances.
Yeah, a lovely horse, and yeah, actually, it's a very nice horse. First time out, ran second. He settled well and finished off the race very good. So, you know, we're excited that he stepped up now, and he should perform very well.
Were you happy to see the fields come out and not see the name Galaxy Patch?
Oh yeah, you know, both time bid by him, and of course, Galaxy Patch is a nice horse. And we're still too short in distance in 12. Now slowly step him up. You know, he should see more. But of course, another tricky gate. So we'll see.
Is he a fairly straightforward horse to ride?
Yeah, very. It's a nice horse to ride. Yeah, quite easy.
You just trialled here in the colours of the Great Horse Golden 60. It wasn't him. When will you ride the champ next?
Probably next week or the week later. You know, he just started, you know, his gallop back, first gallop back the other day, and yeah, we'll take our time. He's fit enough.
About a month away from the Stewards Cup. That is still the plan following his last start win?
Yeah, still the plan. He pulled up very well. Even the night after the race was good. And yeah, looking forward to it.
As we all are to see Golden 60 in the Stewards Cup. It's about a month away, so it won't be too long before the champ is back. Pins Prince, Paul, is a winner last time in this grade. This was his best performance. He was given just a quiet rundown on the inside and hit the gap well to score. This looks a harder field, doesn't it, in the same grade? Yeah,
it does. Look, he had 10 goes in this class and hadn't done anything, and then he's come out and had a perfect run and won well. And saying that, he's drawn 1, so he's going to get a similar run. It's just whether he can put 2 together in the grade, which he hasn't been able to do in the past. So that's just the query I had with Pins Prince. But look, he'll get every opportunity, and you've got to be a little bit careful when it's John Size and Zach Purdon when they combine as well.
You do indeed, and he wins that race by about a length, does Pins Prince. One more to have a look at, and we're going to travel up to Chung Fa to see Beauty Champ, who's trialled well here. Mighty Strides had the 2 trials. He weakened a bit in the first one, which was probably entitled to with the break that he had, but he certainly improved between the first and then this second trial. Yeah,
look, he's a 3-time winner from his 7 starts with a couple of seconds. He has won fresh in the past as well. Mighty Stride, he won on debut. He's coming back from fetlock surgery. That was just a little query I had, and he has to carry top weight of 135. Look, he did what he had to do in this trial. He was pushed out a little bit and then snatched up late. So, look, I'm happy to watch him just on his reappearance.
With no Galaxy Patch in the field, does the Air finally grab the win?
I think he does, doesn't he? He's got a really good opportunity to win here. Both the seconds have been good, so he's on top. Beauty Crescent, it was a good run from him behind Chuchel Spirit last time. He wasn't far away at all when he ran 3rd, and he'd been a bit unlucky in a few of his other races. Now, a couple of big odds. Solid Impact, David Hall and Alexi Bedell. Drawn barrier number 14 has been running on in his last couple of races here at Sha Tin, so I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of figures at a big price. And Rattan Kingdom, now we've known better as a Happy Valley horse, but it was not a bad run last time at Sha Tin. Does come in with a lightweight. 6, 2, 4 and 14.
And there it is. That is a preview for race number 10 on the Christmas Eve meeting coming up at Sha Tin on Saturday. On behalf of all the team here at the Race by Race preview, including the man himself, Paul Lally, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.